This is a fairly unique application, but you might find it useful, and even if you don't need this exact scenario, there are probably elements that you might find useful. So let's take a look at the beginning. This all starts off with the idea that we have alarms, and at another site, we want those contact closure alarms to be replicated and in the form of latching and releasing a relay here. So how can we pull that off? Well, in this case, these sites were very remote, and you can see that first thing we did is we took a DIN-mounted NetGuardian, so it was a nice compact device that fits on a DIN rail, and put that inside of a NEMA enclosure so it would be protected from the elements. And then it was so remote that there was no cell coverage, there was no LAN, and so we actually went with a satellite solution. So we put a satellite terminal inside, actually connected to the NetGuardian. NetGuardian's inside, the terminal's on the outside, and then that just needs a view of the southern sky if you're in the northern hemisphere. And what that's going to do is then connect up to a satellite in space. And in this case, what actually happened is it just came back down to some other locations that had similar setups. They had a satellite terminal, they had a DIN RTU, and then inside of the NEMA box, the RTU would be, and it was protected. And what would happen is if a signal got sent from an alarm contact closure to the first DIN RTU, it would then put it onto the satellite terminal, it would go up into space, come back down from the satellite at one of the other sites, and that data would be used by whichever RTU received it to latch a control relay and be able to replicate and react to the first alarm. So an alarm comes in over here, and then by jumping across the satellite link to somewhere else on the planet, a relay was able to be latched. So it's a way of transmitting some very basic nuts and bolts alarm data in the form of a contact closure from one location to another. Now, how might you use this? This is a pretty rare application. You could use the satellite transmission and poll this NetGuardian using a team on master station remotely. So you could use the same satellite link just on one side, and what would happen is this would come back down to the satellite provider's office, and then you'd be able to establish a VPN tunnel to be able to get your data back out. So in that case, you'd only have one satellite terminal, you'd only be paying one data rate on a monthly basis for that satellite, and you'd be able to monitor this very remote location using the same kind of a setup. If you'd like to learn more about how this particular application works or how a similar application might look for your environment, give me a call at 559-454-1600. You can also email sales@dpstele.com.